Finally, we are reaching to the last phylum, Chordata. So here we're going to learn phylum. Okay. First of all, before we're going to learn different classes of phylum Chordata, we are going to learn few characteristics which is unique to phylum Chordata. The few of the characteristics which are unique to phylum Chordata. So these characteristics we can find in embryonic development. So embryonic development, we can find this kind of characteristics, which is unique to phylum Chordata. If you look phylum Echinodermata, we have learned deuterostomes. Deuterostomes is specific for both Echinodermata and Chordata. Deuterostomes is development of opening called blastophore, and it comes before mouth development. And then this blastophore later develop into anus. That deuterostomes specific for Echinodermata and Chordata. Now, here we're going to learn something specific only for Chordata, right? So we will try to draw a stage of embryonic development. Okay, now here this opening blastophore develop into anus, and anus is the end of the digestive system. And this opening later developed, and this represent mouth. Okay, this is going to represent the digestive system. So I label this anus, mouth. Okay, then above the developing digestive system, we can find a structure like this. And then above that one, we can again find a structure like this. And then I can complete this. Right. Let's assume this is the common picture for the embryonic development of phylum Chordata. And we can also find from the digestive system, okay, front side we call anterior. Actually, the word use anterior for front side, and back side we use the word posterior. Anterior is the front side, posterior is the back side. So anterior side is this, mouth is located. And just somewhere here, we can find opening like this to the outside. Opening like this to the outside. Right. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I'm going to show you now 4 important features unique to phylum Chordata. Okay, the first one I'm going to show this structure. The yellow color one. This one is called dorsal. Dorsal is top side of the body. Bottom side of the body is called the ventral. Dorsal nerve cord. Dorsal nerve cord is first feature. The second one, this structure is called notochord. And this one called pharyngeal slits. And fourth one, somewhere here, we can find post anal tail. Right. So dorsal nerve cord, notochord, pharyngeal slit, post anal tail. If you draw a picture like this and you use colors, you can easily remember when you look this picture many times. You can remember, and it is very easy to revise. It takes 1 minute to revise if you have this kind of pictures. So these are the 4 features we can find in phylum Chordata. Let's further look what is the fate of these 4 structures. First, we try to find dorsal nerve cord. Second one is notochord. Third one is pharyngeal slit. And the fourth one, post anal tail. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I'm writing dorsal nerve cord, notochord, pharyngeal slits, and post anal tail. Right. Let's see what happened to these structures after development of the organism. So this we find during the embryonic development. Right. Dorsal nerve cord, which develop into brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord. And this one not a cord, only present in embryo. We don't see after the development. Not a cord we don't see after development. It function as it's a midline signal that pattern surrounding tissue. Okay, not a cord only not a cord only present in embryo. After development, we don't see not a cord. Not a cord is a guidelines. It's a middle line which provide uh, the the middle area to form other tissues around it. So middle signal that pattern surrounding tissue development. It is just only a line which helped to tissue divide into two halves. Now, pharyngeal slits is the opening of the digestive system in front of the mouth, just behind the mouth, and the pharyngeal slits again disappear in some classes, and some classes it act as a gills. For example, fish and amphibians gas exchange. I think brain and spinal cord is the only one we can find in all classes. Dorsal nerve cord, notochord is no longer there, and pharyngeal slits again we don't see in some classes. Only some classes like amphibians and fish we can see. Then the post anal tail again we can see, and sometimes we don't see much. So these represent the tail. The human, it is called vestigial structure. Human, it's called vestigial structure because it's reduced. And we don't see much appearance of a tail. So it is inside and reduced. So this is example of vestigial structure in human. But some other animals, we can find the tail, which is important for them locomotion, balancing body, and some other purposes. Right, now phylum Chordata, we can find these four important characteristics which is exclusive to phylum. Right, in the next lessons, we're going to learn different classes, Chondrichthyes, Ostrichthyes, fish, most in these two, and reptilia, amphibians, aves, birds, and the mammals. So it is a small lesson for the next one. And with that, we are going to finish Unit 3. And after that, we're going to revise Unit 2, the MCQs. And then we can start Unit 4 while we are continuing Unit 5.